Hello, greetings to the truth seekers, to the Muslims, to all those ex-Muslims still seeking, and more about Islam. And I will be talking about the Shia account, where I found an unjust thing and I questioned it, like if the Sunnis would ask us about this of Imam Ali not participating in the Battle of Tabuk. So I will be talking about that and some ayats from the Quran that have shown me some kind of contradictions on that. So if any Shia has asked about this or wondered about it, maybe I have not come across such a thing on social media at least, but they have not spoken about it. So have you ever wondered that here in the Battle of Tabuk, Imam Ali did not participate, but when you come to Surah Fath, the ayat here about the Bedouins, nomadic Arabs who stayed behind. So the way it is written here in the ayats, I will read later. Just want to say that much grateful that you are here and want to wish you the best. I'm not against Shias. I have no problem with the Shias following the religion, which they do peacefully, and remembering the martyr, the king of martyr for them, Imam Hussein. So, and also any political thing is, I would love to see peace prevail, prosperity in the world for all, providence to reach the nook and corner of humanity, human beings. But the thing is, I'm not doing this, for any malignment or false accusations. Excuse me, I'm just having my other second mug of tea, morning, or no, third actually, can't take it. So, here I will just show you how in Surah Fath, the 48th Surah of the Quran, and the ayats, how these people were not forgiven. They were blamed for staying at home, staying behind, making excuses. So I think I've read something of this kind for those hypocrite Muslims who were with Prophet Muhammad at that time, maybe in some other surah, but right now I'm concentrating on these Bedouins. So here I will be reciting the ayats. Hopefully, I hope my dry cough and dry throat, doesn't give me much trouble here. And if I'm coughing and all, I apologize for the irritation, the aggravation, disturbance that I'm causing. But I have to do this. So I'm all prepared. Slightly prepared, more prepared than before. So we are told here in the Battle of Tabuk, when I read Martin Ling's, the hadith of Manzilat came when Prophet Muhammad told Ali, you are to me, isn't it enough that you are to me as Aaron was to Moses? He couldn't accompany Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad left him behind to take care of Medina, his household, the family members and all, the Mu'mineen's women folk, children in Medina. Sorry, I'm going, just clearing my throat. It's very, very dry. Yeah, so, okay, I just drank another sip of tea. My throat is very dry, so I'm, having tea right now, can't have water. This may go on. I don't know when this will stop irritating me, the dry throat. Okay, now back to the Surah Fath ayats of chapter 48 of the Quran. After this, after showing you how these Bedouins who stayed behind were not forgiven, and they were told that they're going to fight an army where people who will have to surrender. So something like that, and all this, right? So I'll also show something that I found, an old video of Abdullah Samir saying that Prophet Muhammad was worshipped. That's true. And what I found again, I went through Rob Christian's video once, live stream maybe. So I don't know whether I was on time for live stream or later on I saw this live stream. But in that, Rob Christian was telling us that this verse that is also in Surah Fath, the 48th chapter, where Prophet Muhammad is worshipped and praised. Excuse me, the moments or Muslims are asked to praise him. And it's not God. There's a mistranslation again, like in Surah Tawbah, ayat 31. Again, praising him. I will show you that too. And the two ayats I've gathered, apart from what Abdullah Samir gathered from, and the hadith. So there's a video by Abdullah Samir. You can go there on Prophet Muhammad was worshipped. There's a video on Rob Christian on this ayat that I will show you later. And I've gotten from Multilingual Quran. So my Shia account also, they've put, like, the translation of the Quran is that God, meaning in the end, but no, it is not God. So you can, I'm searching for Rob Christian's that live stream, I can't find. However, I'll just share that. I'm much grateful to Rob Christian too for pointing this out in one of his live streams or videos that I saw later. Much grateful. So much grateful to Abdullah Samir. But I'm going to show you. So how maybe I'll start first by showing you here the two ayats okay, first, you know that hadith where Abu Bakr says that if you worship Muhammad, then know that he is dead. So I have my notes here, and the hadith is here. I found this on this webpage, Abu Amina alias.com. So anyhow, I hope I'm not infringing any copyrights. Okay, I'll just so this is by Abu Amina alias. This hadith is on Abu Amina Elias's website, and so it's in Sahih. It's an authentic hadith according to Al-Bukhari. It's a Sahih graded hadith, authentic. It's number 1241, source Sahih Al-Bukhari, number 1241. Abu Bakr on Muhammad: whoever worships the Prophet, he has died. So this is from the Sunni Muslim sources. Ibn Abbas reported Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, went to the door of the mosque. When he heard the news of the passing of the Prophet, Abu Bakr said, "To proceed, whoever among you worships Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, then Muhammad has died." To proceed. When he heard the news of the passing of the Prophet, Abu Bakr said, "To proceed, whoever among you worships Muhammad, peace and then Muhammad has died. Whoever worships Allah, then Allah is alive and cannot die." Allah Almighty said, "Muhammad is not but a messenger." Sorry, this might hurt your. So I'll just showed you that and then I'm just reading from here. Allah Almighty said, "Muhammad is not but a messenger. Messengers have passed before him. If he dies or is killed, will you turn back on your heels?" I think this is from Surah 3, Ayat 144. It's put here from the Quran reference in this hadith. So Abu Bakr is saying all this, right? And it stops here. The Quran surah is given and ayat is given. Ibn Abbas said, by Allah, it was as if the people had not known that Allah revealed this verse until Abu Bakr recited it. Muhammad is not but a messenger. Messengers have passed before him. If he dies or is killed, will you turn back on your heels? So, will you turn back on your heels? Ibn Abbas said, by Allah, it was as if the people had not known that Allah revealed this verse. People had not. It was as if until Abu Bakr recited it. This verse from the Quran, he recited, it's in black. But Abu Bakr earlier on says, here we are told that Muhammad, whoever among you worships Muhammad, then Muhammad has died. Whoever worships Allah, then Allah is alive and cannot die. Okay? Do you see this? So I got it from here, this website. Thank you very much. Abu Amina Elias. And then so there were people worshipping Muhammad, because then we look at this, right? I take you to my, where is it? Here. So this is what Rob Christian was showing us. Surah Fath, chapter 48, ayat 9. In order that you men may believe in Allah and His Messenger, that you may assist and honor Him and celebrate His praise morning and evening. So the Muslim translators of the Quran put it, celebrate His. You see, it's capital, like honor Him is also capital actually. So this they say is like, then you celebrate Allah's praise morning and evening. They put in brackets. So Akapuya, this is taken from multilingual Quran. I've just put it in my notes here. And put these little, oh my God. I hope it, one is worshipping, I think. This lady here, submissive, worshipping. One has a hand on her head, face, two hands on her head. Monkeys there. I apologize, I don't want to make fun by putting monkeys there, but, it's just awful. Do you see this? Sorry, I cannot fit the whole thing here. Another one is Surah. So actually, from Surah, I've already mentioned this one, Surah 58, Ayah 13. Surah Mujadila, Ayah 13. The one video I did previously and uploaded in my video there. So as a former Shia versus Shia song. So is it that you are afraid of spending sums in charity before your private consultation with him? If then you do not sow, and Allah forgives you, then at least establish regular prayer, practice regular charity, all forms of prayer. This is a form of worship, for this to perform regular prayers, then practice regular charity, another form of worship, and obey Allah, another form of worship, and His Messenger, another form of worship. And Allah is well acquainted with all that you do. So remember, Surah 58, Ayah 13. So I wanted to know why Abu Bakr said this, why I found this in the Sunni Hadiths. Was it a political rivalry? Was all this for politics, gaining power and money? Or did Rasulullah, make them go like this, insane? And they knew that there were people worshipping Rasulullah. So, you see here in what Rob Christian pointed out and corrected was that in order that you, O men, may believe in Allah and His Messenger, that you may assist and honor Him, it's regarding the Messenger. Because after Allah, the Messenger is put here, that you may assist and honor Him and celebrate His praise morning and evening. Celebrate His praise morning and evening. So what do the translators of the Quran do? They put i.e. Allah here. They put Muhammad here for Muhammad. Assist him, Muhammad. Honor him, Muhammad. But here they put i.e. Allah. Celebrate His praise morning and evening. Lo, Muhammad wanted to be worshipped. Exalt him morning and evening. Celebrate His praise. Whatever I found various translations. Exalt His praise. Exalt Him morning and evening, or celebrate His praise morning and evening. This is not Allah. This is Prophet Muhammad. Rob Christian has pointed out perfectly right, correctly to us in one of his live streams. Muhammad is worshipped. He wanted this praise for himself. So you can check, double check, do your own research. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm correcting right now the translators. Because you see, in Arabic, it's in order that you, even in Arabic, it's not first Allah, may believe in Allah and His Messenger, that you may assist and honor Him and celebrate His praise. Whose praise? In the end, they say, no, i.e., Allah. No. Celebrate His praise morning and evening, meaning Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Angels celebrate His praise morning and evening. He's put Himself equal on the equal footings of Allah. So thanks to Rob Christian so much. This is something, isn't it? Form of worship. Here, Surah 58, Ayat 13, form of worship, form of worship, form of worship. Obey Allah and His Messenger, form of worship. Obedience is to the Messenger is a form of worship in Islam. So, because before that, establishing regular prayer, salah, is a form of worship. Practice regular charity is a form of worship. It is one of the pillars of Islam. And obey Allah and His Messenger, form of worship, another. So it has to be like this. And Allah is well acquainted with all that you do. So this, and again, much grateful to Rob Christian. Celebrate His praise morning and evening does not mean Allah here. It means Muhammad. So I wish my Shias would see this. Then we come to, okay, I'm just quickly, before my throat is kind of dry and I have this cough. So quickly go to this. Why did Abu Bakr say? What was behind all this? That Muhammad is not but a messenger. No, Muhammad has died. Whoever among you worships Muhammad, then Muhammad has died. Right? This is in Sahih Bukhari 1241. And it's a Sahih, authentic, according to Al-Bukhari. Now we come to Surah Fath. So you see now, okay, before coming to Surah Fath, that in Surah Fath, we are told by that ayat that actually it shouldn't have been, it's a mistranslation. It should have been that this messenger is praised, to celebrate his praise, not Allah's praise. I mean, if you want to say along with Allah, because Allah's name is written first, and then how it's very deceiving. So he deceived all those translators too, or they couldn't see, and that in the end they've put in that ayat, i.e. Allah, celebrate Allah's praises, morning and evening. Okay, so it was Abu Bakr trying to tell us. Now we come to this, the nomadic Arabs, Bedouin or nomadic Arabs who stayed behind, Surah Fath, Ayat 11. The nomadic Arabs who stayed behind will say to you, O Prophet, we were preoccupied with our wealth and families, so ask for forgiveness for us. They say with their tongues, what is not in their hearts. So they are being, blamed for being hypocrites. They say with their tongues what is not in their hearts. We were preoccupied with our wealth and families, so ask for forgiveness for us. Why was Imam Ali kept behind in the Battle of Tabuk? To take care of the women folks. In Medina, to look after Medina. Has any Shia ever questioned this? And that Rasulullah tells him, so Imam Ali says, I'm being kept behind here and I want to be with you in this expedition. He says, he consoles Imam Ali, Rasulullah. Rasulullah says, is it not enough that you are to me as Aaron was to Moses? You are to me as Aaron was to Moses. Hadith Manzilat, it's called. Right? So this battle of Tabuk, you can read about it. Ali was left behind. So these nomads did not, Bedouins, nomadic Arabs, who we call Bedouins, did not want to fight, stayed behind, you see. Bedouins. Our properties and our families occupied us. So ask forgiveness for us. They're even asking Prophet Muhammad to ask forgiveness for them. But the blame has been put on them. They say with their tongues what is not within their hearts. Say, then who could prevent Allah at all if He intended for you harm or intended for you benefit? Rather, ever is Allah of what you do aware. Okay, ayat finished, 11 of 48 chapter. Now we go to the 12th ayat. The truth is that you thought that the messenger and the believers would never return. The truth is you thought that the messenger and the believers would never return to their families again, and that was made appealing in your hearts. So, so I would start to wonder about the Battle of Tabuk. Like, Imam Ali was put in that Aaron place. And here is, just a minute. Yeah, so, sorry. If you read, the truth is that you thought they are being blamed. That the messenger and the believers would never return to their families again. Like when they went to the battle, for the Battle of Tabuk, Rasulullah also went, I think. And only Ali was left behind in Medina. And so just imagine if even the messenger himself may have thought that, what if we don't come back because we have this expedition with the Byzantine army. Why did he leave Ali behind in Medina? So you know what he's using here? He's using his own filth. Can you see this? The truth is that you thought against the Bedouins. And Dave said, please ask, no, you are wrong. When Imam Ali came and said, why are you, I also want to come with you, I'll be left behind. I want to also participate in the Battle of Tabuk. There, Ali was told that, no, you stay in Medina and take care of the women folk and the children and perhaps the property and all this, the safety and protection of Medina and the believers, maybe we might not come back. The truth is here the messenger, you thought that the messenger and the believer, Allah is blaming the Bedouins. The previous verse I read is a continuation. The truth is that you thought that the messenger and the believers would never return to their families again, and that was made appealing in your hearts. You harbored evil thoughts about Allah, so became a doomed people. Just because they did not help him, those who opposed him, right? Indeed, those who pledge, and he who fulfills the which is promised. The nomadic Arabs who stayed behind will say to you, O Prophet. Yeah. And then from ayat 11, 12, and then 13, and whoever does not believe in Allah, they did not say they said our properties and our families occupied us. So ask forgiveness for us. They did not want to fight. Here we are told in verse 13 now, and whoever does not believe, and they even said ask forgiveness. Remember, this is the Quran ayahs. And whoever does not believe in Allah and His Messenger, then we surely have prepared for the disbelievers a blazing fire. A blazing fire. Again, threats. And this for the Bedouins. Also, like anyone who does not, of course, but the Bedouins are also getting it. Staying at home, occupied with their property and family members. Verse 14 of 48 chapter of the Quran. To Allah alone belongs the kingdom of the believers will be punishes whoever He forgives whomever. Allah's. Those who stayed behind will say, when you believers set out to take the spoils of war, let us accompany you, then wish to change Allah's promise. Say, O Prophet, you will not accompany us. This is what Allah has said before. They will then say, in fact, you are driven by jealousy against us. Now another blame, jealousy also. Hypocrisy, jealousy, this, that. The truth is they can hardly comprehend, understand, except a little. Other translation. 16, verse 16. Say to nomadic Arabs who stayed behind. Now there's a warning, another warning. Not only of the hellfire doomed people and all this, another warning to the Bedouins, nomadic Arabs, in verse 16 of chapter 48. Okay, I'm going slow and repeating because I want you to carefully and then recheck and contemplate on this. Say to nomadic Arabs who stayed behind, you will be called to fight against a people of great might. Perhaps it is, the believers themselves. Rasulullah said against them, someone called to fight, and you're resisting, you stayed back and you think, they're even asking for forgiveness. Rasulullah, Allah is saying, no. Allah is telling Rasulullah, their hearts are different and what they said, forgiveness, just hypocrites. They don't mean it. Such a revengeful thing. Say to nomadic Arabs who stayed behind, you will be called to fight against, God has not left them. It's like they are doomed, they are this, they are that. Kufans, like we went on against the Kufans. who had called Imam Hussein, and then they were with Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. Say to nomadic Arabs who stayed behind, you will be called to fight against a people of great might. Just because they didn't want to fight and they didn't protect this Prophet Muhammad and Allah is Allah. Now another threat. Who you will fight unless they submit. If you then obey, Allah will grant you a fine reward. But if you turn away as you did before, He will inflict upon you a painful punishment. There is no blame on the blind or the disabled or the sick for staying behind. And remember, Ali was neither sick, Ali Abu Talib, neither disabled, nothing. Whoever obeys Allah. And so this is a great cream, on the top of this. You have some great hadiths, ayats, what am I saying? There's no blame on the verses of the Quran. Okay, no blame, very good. No blame on the blind or the disabled or the sick for staying behind. But since you are well, you should have, you were salim, you were okay, you were normal. And whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger will be admitted by Him into gardens, okay, under which rivers flow. But whoever turns away will be subjected by Him to a painful punishment. Ayat 18. Indeed, Allah was pleased with the believers when they pledged allegiance to you, O Prophet, under the tree. Prophet in quotation marks. He knew what was in their hearts. I think this is about it. And many spoils of the war they will gain and many spoils of war they will gain. Ayat 19. For Allah is Almighty, All-Wise. Allah has promised you. Ayat 20. Sometimes I don't read the number of the ayat. Sometimes I want to go slow. Ayat 20. Allah has promised you, believers, abundant spoils, which you will gain. This is not This is not bribe. So He hastened this truth for you. This is like greedy, making them, greed for abundant spoils from wars. Spoils are from war for you. And He has held people's hands back from harming you, so it may be a sign for the believers, and so He may guide you along the straight path. Verse 21 is there. And there are other gains which are beyond your reach that Allah is keeping in store for you, for Allah is most capable of everything. It's like hyped up Muslim army, Mu'mineen at that time. 22. If the believers were to fight you, they would certainly flee. Then they would never find any protector or helper. This is Allah's way already, long established in the past, and you will find no change in Allah's way. Ayat 23 I just read. Ayat 24. He is the one who held back their hands from you and your hands from them in the valley of Hudaybiyah near Makkah, after giving you the upper hand over the group of them, and Allah is all seeing of what you do. They are the ones who persist in disbelief and hindered you from the sacred mosque, preventing the sacrificial animals from reaching their destination. Hindered you from. We would have let you march through Makkah, and had there not been believing men and women unknown to you, you might have trampled them underfoot, incurring guilt for what you did to them unknowingly. That was so Allah may admit into His mercy whoever He wills, had those unknown believers stood apart, we would have certainly inflicted a painful punishment on the disbelievers. Finish ayat 25, starting 26 ayat. Remember when the disbelievers had filled their hearts with pride and the pride of pre-Islamic ignorance, then Allah sent down His serenity upon His messenger and believers, inspiring them to uphold the declaration of faith, for they were better entitled and more worthy of it, and Allah has perfect knowledge of all things. I think I'm going too far with this. I just want to see anything else. Indeed, Allah will fulfill His messenger's vision in all truth. Allah will fulfill. Sorry, I did not read this properly. Just skimming through some shaved heads. He is the one, so they will go back with victory. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and those with him are firm with the disbelievers and compassionate with one another. You see them bowing and prostrating. So in this way, Allah makes the believers a source of dismay for the disbelievers. Okay, so Torah, what is the example of them? Surah, verse 29, last verse I think of the surah. What I wanted to say is about these Bedouins and the battle of Tabuk. You see, I think I have it here, battle of Tabuk. Or no, Tabuk, battle of Tabuk. You see, in Martin Links, there was a whole, like in detail, Imam Ali goes to Rasulullah and tells him that you're leaving me behind. Okay, so here in the Shia, I'm just going through this. Let me see if I can find something. Yes, it is here in my Shia account on the website al-islam.org, chapter 53, the Battle of Tabuk. Ali did not participate in this battle. One of the distinctions of the commander of the faithful is that he accompanied the Prophet and was his standard bearer in all Islamic battles, except in the Battle of Tabuk. Commander of the faithful is Imam Ali, according to Shias. He stayed in Medina and did not participate in jihad under the orders of the Prophet himself. The Prophet took this decision because he knew very well that the hypocrites and some persons from amongst Quraysh were seeking an opportunity to bring about disorder and topple the newly established Islamic government in his absence. Tabuk was the furthest point to which the Prophet traveled in connection with the battles in which he participated. He realized perfectly that it was possible that during his absence, anti-Islamic groups might create disturbance and might call their sympathizers from different places to join them for the success of their nefarious schemes. Hence, although he had nominated Muhammad bin Maslama to act as his representative in Medina during his absence, he also said to Ali, "You are the guardian of the Ahlul Bayt," the house of Prophet Muhammad, right? Ahlul Bayt, and my kinsfolk, and the group of the Muhajirs, and none except myself and you is suited for this task. The stay of the commander of the faithful in Medina upset the conspirators very much, because they realized that they could not put their schemes into practice in the presence of Ali, who was continuously vigilant. Hence, in order to ensure the exit of Ali from Medina, they decided upon another plan and circulated the rumor that the Prophet had asked Ali very earnestly to take part in jihad, but the latter had declined to participate in the sacred battle on account of the very long journey and excessively hot weather. In order to contradict these people, Ali saw the Prophet and placed the matter before him. At this time, the Prophet uttered his historical sentence, which is a clear proof of Ali's imamat and his immediate succession as caliph after the demise of the Prophet. He said, "O my brother, return to Medina, because none is more suited to preserve the dignity and position of Medina than myself and you. You are my representative amongst the Ahl al-Bayt and my kinsfolk. Don't you feel happy when I say that your relationship with me is similar to the one which existed between Harun and Musa, except that no prophet will come after me? Just as Harun was the immediate successor of Prophet Musa, you are my successor and caliph after me." So this is what is important. This is the most important point. And this ayat is given in Surah Tawbah. Some of them, ayat 49, this surah ayat is given in Surah Tawbah, ayat 49, sorry. Some of them ask you, make us exempt from taking part in the battle, and do not try to tempt us by telling what we may gain from the battle. Many people have died in the battle. Hell certainly encompasses the unbelievers. So this is the Shia website and all, Shia sources. And the ayat I've just read of the Quran given here in the Shia sources, explaining the Battle of Tabuk. And some hypocrites, what they were saying, they didn't want to go. Asking, make us exempt from taking part in the battle. So here, Imam Ali, and here, yes, see, the hypocrites, those persons who had ostensibly embraced Islam but had in fact no interest in it, were preventing the people on different pretexts from taking part in this jihad. At times they put forth the excuse that the weather was very hot. The divine revelation replied to their objection in these words: "Say the fire of hell is much severer in heat." Hyped up. If they but understood. Army being collected. Threatened that the fire of hell is severer. Surah Al-Tawbah, ayat 81. So Imam Ali was also, he ordered Talha bin Ubaidullah to go with some brave companions and set the house of Suwaylam on fire while the meeting was in progress, as directed by the Prophet. What? The Prophet therefore decided to frighten the conspirators in such a way that they might not entertain any such satanic thoughts in future. You mean to say that a report, these two paragraphs. A report was received by the Prophet that the house of a Jew named Suwaylam had become the center of anti-Islamic activities, and the hypocrites gathered there and chalked out schemes to prevent the Muslims from participating in this sacred jihad. The Prophet therefore decided to frighten the conspirators in such a way that they might not entertain any such satanic thoughts in future. He ordered Talha bin Ubaidullah to go with some brave companions. If you have the heart, listen to this. And set the house of Suwaylam, the Jew, on fire while their meeting was in progress, as directed by the Prophet. Talha set the house on fire. Excuse me? Shias? Umar bin Khattab? We cry and cry. Wanted to set the fire, injured Fatima and others. Another thing has come up. I can't believe this. A group of persons who shed tears, some of the companion Prophet, very keen to take part in the secret. He ordered Talha bin Ubaidullah to go. Excuse me. Rasulullah ordered Talha bin Ubaidullah, the Prophet, to go with some brave companions and set the house of, this one is a house of Suwaylem on fire while their meeting was in progress. As directed by the Prophet, Allah set the house on fire. When the conspirators were busy discussing anti-Islamic plans, all of them ran away from the flames of fire, and one of them injured his foot. This action was so effective that it served as a great lesson to the hypocrites for the future. Setting people's houses on fire. Okay, so why don't you... Oh God, imagine if I'm the ruler, president, and someone is conspiring against me, and I tell my army to go and someone to go and set a fire, set that group organization. What a cowardice I am. What a cowardice, cruel person I am. Warlord, tyrant, scaring people like that, putting people on fire. That's why maybe in real life also he was burning people. You see, people were scared of him. Even if they said, well, our houses, our property, our families were trying to protect, like he wanted Ali to protect, Ali Abu Talib, the commander of the faithful, by the Shias, called as by, taken by the Shias. So now this is, sorry, I can't, I just lost it. What was I saying? Ali, the commander, like he wanted him to stay behind in the Battle of Tabuk to protect the family members and all. So these Bedouins in Surah Fath, when we read, they perhaps didn't want to because he's a warlord. Do you see this now? I'm exposing him. Excuse me. I wish I could go on, but my throat has been very dry and I have this dry cough. And no, it's not a dry cough. Maybe it's but due to I have some irritation and a flu or a cold. I have to take rest. God, I just hope you see this. So, Shias who are looking out for the truth and are following me, please see this. I've exposed this man. He's a warlord. What David Wood says about him is right. See Surah Fatah ayat. Contemplate. Go reread it. Think of the Battle of Tabuk where Imam Ali was left behind. Why Abu Bakr said that those who worship Muhammad know that he is dead. Actually, they were very disturbed by him. Abu Bakr had given his 6-year-old or 9-year-old or 19-year-old to him. And he was, God knows what but like through these verses you can see, like through Surah Fath verse 48, chapter 48 of the Quran, about the Bedouins. You can see this, and then I'm exposing him. Do you see what I'm seeing? These people were not forgiven. They were blamed for being hypocrites, saying with their tongues and not meaning it, that please ask for forgiveness and all this. Okay, so they were blamed. But they really did not want to participate in such wars. Maybe, just maybe, he was, setting people's houses on fire and killing people. They realized he was not a true prophet. Can you put your hand on your heart and say that, bear witness, that you really, really 100% think, even after like 1400 years in your life that you've spent in Islam as a Muslim or a Mu'min or a Shia, that you really would have been with him and you really believe that he is a true prophet? Who can do this? If you can do this. But I'm telling you, if you can do this, then, but think about it. So, can you really do this? As a Sunni blaming Shia, having a conflict, how do you know that the Shias are not the true upholders of Islam? So, and Shias, can you really do this after what I've exposed about Prophet Muhammad from Surah Fath? So, why did Abu Bakr say? And yes, so that ayat in Surah Fath, and I found that next to all the forms of worship is obedience to Messenger also, after Allah. It's a form of worship. And Abdullah Samir was right, but he took other hadiths and the Quran ayat from Surah Tawbah. Very right that Muhammad was worshipped. In essence, and in this, Rob Christian, very right to put it that, this, which one was it now, the surah and ayat that glorify, exalt, Surah, no, Surah, which one, Fath, no, I have to go to my notes again here, just a minute please. So I've just put the Surah 48, Fath. In order that you, O man, may believe in Allah and His Messenger. Rob Christian is right. See, believe in Allah and His Messenger. And that you may, there's a comma here. So I've taken Yusuf Ali's translation. In order, again I have to repeat myself. May believe in Allah and His Messenger, that you may assist and honor whom? Assist His Messenger. Honor whom? His Messenger. And the last one is celebrate His praise morning and evening. His Messenger, it can't be Allah. But the translators of the Quran put Allah, i.e. His, on this one celebrate His. This is wrong. Any one who knows Arabic would tell you this is wrong. So he was definitely being worshipped by people. He actually was making people worship him and celebrate his praise morning and evening. It can't be Allah here. Otherwise it would have been a different way of putting it. The Arabs know, and Rob Christian is an Arab. So he knows the Arabic very well. And even in English, it can't be like this. That this last one, celebrate His praise morning and evening. When you've put after Allah, believe in Allah and His Messenger. And when you've put that you may assist Him, of course not Allah, assist the Messenger. and of course both are put in equal footing, right? Believe in Allah and His Messenger. Okay, first Allah is mentioned and then His Messenger. That you may assist, honor Him, assist, honor. Could it mean that all these three are for Allah? No. So how are we brainwashed that that you may assist and honor Him and celebrate His praise morning and evening? Whose praise? Allah. And not only, let's say, okay, this means that if you are celebrating Allah's praise morning and evening, then I would say that by assisting His Messenger, let's say if even the Muslims put it this way, which they do, that it is Allah's, we are celebrating by assisting Allah and His Messenger, that you may assist and honor Him and celebrate His praise morning and evening. Please recheck and see it. You see there also in Surah Tawbah verse 31, the comma, do not take besides, those who have taken their rabbis and the monks as arbabs, lords, besides Allah and this Masih ibn Maryam. So they've put a comma there, and also this Masih as a Maryam, like do not take as Lord. And how they really, the translators have messed up and brainwashed us. So please put your attention on this ayat. Surah 48. I just took my glasses off, so it's a bit out of focus. 48 verse 9. And thank you, I will come later. Hopefully, I think I've won the case against the Shias. If one Shia can see this and open their minds and free themselves from this tyrant, oppressor, criminal, murderer, setting people's houses on fire, and putting wrong blames on people and unjustly, all his dirt and filth on others. Thank you so much. I will continue later.